Okay, welcome back in, everybody. This is a little bit of an unusual video. I wanted to do this during in between Christmas and New Year's, or right before all the holidays hit, and something like that, but it just didn't happen, so I'm doing it now. The three things I want to do, starting with these guys right here. Some of you may already recognize your name up here on the board. These are the people who have commented the most over the past year. I think probably watched the most of my videos over the past year. I went back a year in the comment section and pulled out the names that were coming up the most often. So if your name's up here on the board, this is a special thank you for watching the videos, for commenting on the videos, and for sometimes coming up with stuff I hadn't even thought of. I appreciate the fact that most of you guys are nice. That's always enjoyable to not turn on a comment that's overly harsh or mean or critical. But I appreciate even more, and truthfully, so far most of you guys are very intelligent. I get a lot of stuff on here that either comes at it from a different angle that I just hadn't yet thought about, or a lot of times something I just flat out forgot. I'm like, oh crap, I left that out of the video, so let me cover that in the next video. So I appreciate the intelligence that comes through a lot of these comments. I don't get too much emotion or hate coming across. It's usually something that's well thought out. It's got a lot of good details and points to it, so I appreciate you guys. So I wanted to say thank you, special thanks to you guys for not only subscribing, but for pitching in with comments and stuff like that. And then thank you to all the subscribers and everybody who watches the videos. If y'all didn't watch them, there wouldn't be much point in me doing them, okay? So thank you guys for watching. And even though we're past the holidays, I hope the holidays were good for you. And I hope that 2020 is a good year for you, one in which you see success and you get to grow, and your family is good and everything like that. Also, special thanks to YouTube up here. You don't have to reach too far back, and I'm well old enough to remember it, 15 years, and there really wasn't much of a platform for common people to reach out. You go back 15 years, and then for all the centuries before that, if you wanted to reach out to masses of people, you either had to talk somebody on your local newspaper into letting you kind of start out in the local newspaper, or you had to find somebody on local radio, talk them into giving you a job somewhere, and just work your way up. Or same thing in TV, but even more difficult, you somehow had to latch on with your local TV station and then work your way up through the network. The point is, if you wanted to reach the masses of people, somebody else above you had to decide to allow you to do that. And these days you don't have to. YouTube's not the only platform to work off of, it's just the one I work off of. But I am very thankful for the opportunity to be able to reach out to people. I'm not rich or famous. I have all of 250 subscribers after 2 years of working at it, but I enjoy it. And every day, every video we put out, every time I watch YouTube, we all get to vote, okay? There's nobody out there, no authority out there deciding you will watch this, or deciding nobody will ever see you because we're not even going to put your videos on. We all, every day, my kids get to vote about what they see on YouTube. I get to vote. It's true democracy, if you will, okay? No matter how poor you are, or how smart you are, or how talented you are, if you want, the common person wants to try to reach out to the masses, you can. And then it's just up to the masses whether or not they accept you or want more of what you're putting out there in terms of content. So I am super thankful to be able to do this on YouTube, and certainly there's other places to do it, but YouTube's the one I work off of. So thanks to YouTube for the platform and for the base. I want to say this before I cut out. Some of you may have thought over the past year or two, or maybe longer, about getting on YouTube or getting on a different platform, and you just can't seem to find the nerve to do it. And I want to encourage you to, if you have a gift, if you have something you love to do, or if you just have something that you're good at, or if you're not good at something and you just want to make people laugh, I would encourage you to get on here and do it, to get on YouTube and do it. You don't have to have a lot of time and money to make a video. I have very little time. I get to crank out about one video every 3 weeks right now. a little bit more during the off season, but not much more. And I have no money to contribute to my YouTube channel right now. Okay, it's just, you know, it's very little time and no money. And sometimes, you know, you can see sometimes I look like I'm broadcasting out of a cave in a third world country. Okay, and you know, my choices right now are either have a bad YouTube channel or have no YouTube channel, and I elect to have a bad one. And I appreciate the 250 who subscribe to that and listen. But the point is this: you don't have to have a lot of time and money to be able to do this. You just have to want to do it. You have to want to be able to get out there and do whatever it is that you do. Maybe you like to chop wood. Maybe you like to make cupcakes. Maybe you like to get out there and do music or of some sort. Whatever it is, if you want to share it with people, then I encourage you to do that in this year. I encourage you just to take some time. Some of you may be very timid. You may be very afraid. You may be thinking, man, somebody's going to criticize me. And yeah, somebody probably is going to criticize you. Matter of fact, a couple of the guys on the board have hit me pretty hard this year, not nonstop, but a couple of times. And yeah, people are going to criticize you, okay? It's just a part of life. It's a part of doing things. If you do anything in life, people are going to criticize you. But in general, most people are pretty cool. You know, it's always a little harsh. It's a little racking to turn on the comments section and find something harsh and critical. But a lot of times you learn from that. A lot of times you learn how to do better, or you just learn to be tougher, okay, one or the other. But that criticism can help. But most people are pretty cool, all right? Most people who tune in want to see what you're putting out there, and they're interested. And so the criticism really isn't that much. You know, the bigger you get and the more controversial things you get into, you'll face more criticism. But for the most part, the viewers are very kind and very pleasant and very enjoyable, a lot of fun to interact with, and you'll just have to put up a little bit of criticism along the way. Some of you might be scared of making mistakes. I always tell people the first time I ever made a video, my videos aren't good now, but the first time I made one, I had to redo it 17 times. 17 times. I couldn't get the words to come out the way I wanted to. I was so nervous and uptight, and these days I just let them run, and I send the mistakes in with them. I don't even edit those out. So 1 or 2 takes and I do it. The first time it was 17 times, but you're going to make mistakes, okay? And that's just a part of putting yourself out there. We all have room to learn. We all have room to grow. We all have room to develop. We all have room to get better at things, okay? And the more you do it, the fewer mistakes you make, but you'll never be mistake-free. When you put yourself out there and you're making mistakes, all you're doing is showing people that you're human, okay, that you're normal. And so, yeah, you're going to make mistakes, and yeah, some people are going to criticize you, but for the most part, it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit of work, but it's a whole lot of fun. And you get to reach out there to people, other people that maybe you would never meet in life otherwise, who are interested in the same things you're interested in. That doesn't mean they're always going to agree with you. You know, me and some of these folks here don't always agree about things, and sometimes they're right, sometimes I'm right. The agreeing is not the issue. The point is that you want to put yourself out there with something you love or something you're good at. And for some of you, that may be something very serious. You may have something very serious that you want to put out there for people. You may want to talk to people about loneliness, or you may have something spiritual in mind, or you may have something political in mind that you want to put out there that you think can make the world a better place, that you think can make a difference. And for others of you, you may want to put out there something just to make people laugh, okay? You may have something out there that's just silly and ridiculous, and it makes people laugh, and it gets millions of views, okay? I give this illustration. 2 of my kids, I have 2 little boys they're young boys, and they love to watch YouTube, and they specifically love to watch a channel called Unspeakable, and there's a guy on there named Nathan who gets millions of views, and Nathan just comes up with all of this crazy, ridiculous stuff to do all the time, and my 2 boys love it, okay? Now, there was a time, you go back into broadcast television, Nathan probably never would have been allowed to do this on broadcast television, but because he can do it on YouTube, there's a market for it. He can hit that market, and there's a place for that, okay? So maybe you have something serious, or maybe you have something that is funny, or maybe it's somewhere in between. I encourage you to do it. And some of you may not necessarily have a gift. You may be the kind of person that people like to listen to, okay? Some of you are just the kind of people that other people, you're just pleasant to listen to. So I'm encouraging that. I'm encouraging this too. Maybe you haven't found the gift yet, but we were all created with some kind of a gift inside of us, okay? Just about every one of us have a gift, and most of us have more than one, and some people go their entire lives without ever discovering it. So I encourage you, if you don't know what your gift is or what several of your gifts are, to think about it, and think about what you like to do, and to think about what you'd like to put out there for people to see. I think that's it. It's good to see you again. This is 2020, the start of the year. We'll be seeing you more, I hope, in the upcoming months. Have a great year. Goodbye.